He would rather cruise the city streets at night rather than schmooze with the Hollywood elite, said one writer about filmmaker Abel Ferrara. His films, such as Bad Lieutenant with Harvey Keitel and King of New York, starring Christopher Walken, were based in the darkest, meanest corners of the city. His filmmaking remains fiercely independent. We recently spoke to Abel Ferrara about his new film and about digital video.
Okay, so your new film,
The Go-Go Tales. It's set in a go-go club, a club run by Ray Ruby. It's Ray Ruby's paradise. Here's the key shot in the film. That is where his offices are, Ray Ruby, and he gazes down into the morass.
so what scenes would you like to shoot in digital video?
Well, here's the thing. We have TV sets. The point of the film, seriously now, is up in this spaceship office. The owner and his trusty accountant are watching the club through their monitors set up.
Have you ever shot in digital video before?
Yeah, we did a lot of digital in New Rose Hotel. That was like, I think, the classic case of, that was a case of surveillance. You know, the thing about here, this isn't surveillance. Everyone knows these cameras are there. They're there to protect. New Rose was about surveillance in the future. You know, we got into the structure of, you know, pixelation versus, you know, silver nitrate. And, you know, we really dig it. I mean, we work on the computer. You know, that's my daughter's painting.
I understand your film's money people want everything, including what's shown on the monitors, filmed in 35mm.
Yeah, it's so funny, you know what I mean? And we're making a film for a low budget. I mean, just the idea of like digital, you know.
There's no doorman watching like the back entrance of the building in 35mm. You know, it's ridiculous.
Right.
The whole idea of it is so ridiculous, you know. So, I mean, you would hope that the introduction of digital would have people that make contracts like this think a little bit, you know, and not, especially when they just get creative control, you know, not try to like handcuff us for the dumbest reasons. Why? Because they read a script that says we're going to be shooting some stuff off monitors. It's not to save money, it's because of the honesty of the story. But you take it, Abel. You know.
Yeah, no, exactly. What scares them off is the idea that you're liberating, you know, a whole class of people to giving them the ability to make a film, and you don't have to.
No, let's keep it real expensive.
Yeah.
If you got no money.
Keep it so high. Keep it protective. You know.
A millionaire's sport.
The minute everybody gets, you know, when they invented the press, I'm sure Gutenberg lived a life of hell. Once you give the means of production to the proletariat, all hell breaks loose. You know, and right now, no one has the excuse. Films can be made, you know what I mean, and they will be made, and they are being made, you know what I mean, and ideas can be put out there now. And you know, I know it as a generation of kids. You know, we had Super 8. We had that thing. We couldn't put the sound to the picture, you know, and it used to kill us. I mean, we just wanted to shoot sync sound so bad. I mean, and in the end, I guess we, you know, it helped us that maybe that we were forced to discipline ourselves to shoot silent movies. We'll talk about how does the design change.
Okay.
Not at all. Don't change.
Because digital video stock and digital video cameras were so inexpensive, we were able to do several 3-camera setups in both films. For example, in Sharp and Sudden, we did a 3-camera setup on a helicopter chase. The first camera was on the ground at the airport, the second camera was in the cockpit of the helicopter, and the third camera was in the back of the helicopter filming the ground below. An important scene in The Sweet Life takes place in a very large wedding hall. That looks like it would have been very expensive and challenging to light in film.
Absolutely true. And we gave the DP, James Carman, as much time as he needed, but he didn't need a terrible amount of time, and he pre-lit the place, the entire place, with area lighting, so that there were no real changes of light. and then he just circled around. We often didn't know where he was. You know, we behaved as if there were a wedding there. We used a real wedding hall. We catered it ourselves, and we had food going and music and everything, and we just whooped it up for 2 days while this guy was sneaking around. And then when Rocco, the director, would need specific dialogue done, he would have that done. If we knew there were going to be overlapping dialogue, someone specific shouting, he'd call for quiet, you know, on the reverse angles and, you know, away from the crowds. And we really picked everything up.
Well, aside from the savings in money, why digital video?
Well, in addition to my paring the budget down by using digital video and believing that I could raise that kind of money easier than I could raise $1 million, and also get it back to the investors easier than I could get $1 million back, which enabled me to really put more feeling into my pitches for money. You know, I mean, I did it with much more sincerity because I truly believed, and still do, that $250,000 is a lot easier to raise, to get back than $1 million. Besides that, we were making a little romantic comedy with one name in it, Joan Jett, who's not a major name. And the industry around the world has become pretty difficult. The world economy has affected buying of films abroad. Independent films are being squeezed out of the marketplace so that distributors around the world are unwilling to buy little films and open them in theaters. They really would prefer just to open them at home theaters, you know, DV and video. And so if you're shooting in digital video and your main target is home theater, well then it's going to look great. It may not look great if it goes theatrically and blows up, you know, and on a huge screen, but our target audience for this little film just was not theaters. That would have been a vanity project on our part if we thought that this thing was going to play all over the country in Cineplex, you know, in megaplexes.